Hey everyone, and this is the Mind, Body, Soul Evolution, and welcome if you are new. Welcome back if you are a regular viewer. My name is Debbie, and I'm a day late, but we are pulling our cards for the new moon in Taurus because we're still under the umbrella of the energy, and we're still under the fresh start, the new beginning. This kind of feels like, and I've said this before, like things are finally starting to clear out. The path has started to open. I already have one card pulled just because it's already popped out of the deck. So we'll go ahead and get started. And this is a general reading for all signs. We're using the Moonology deck, the Moon deck, our tarot, and the Miracle cards with Marianne Williamson. So I'll go ahead. I pulled out, the card jumped out actually. It's from the Moonology deck. It says, New Moon in Aries, go for it. So a lot of us are starting to question or take a look at or maybe reevaluate our beliefs. What we hold true, what we held true to ourselves. And maybe some of that is shifting. Maybe it's time to let go of some of the things that we held on really tightly to. Maybe they're no longer serving us or they've served their purpose. And it might be time to go into a new direction. We're also taking a look at love, right? Love and relationships. And, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Venus is all about love and luxury and learning to love yourself. So for some, that's going to be a very big lesson. And this card is, I surrender to the power of prayer and devotion. I'm going to go ahead and start pulling out some of the tarot as well. And then we'll get into the reading. So some of us are really starting to have a big shift. And a lot of it is geared towards ourself. As we know in some of the previous readings, some of the signs especially, some more so than others, have been giving a lot of themselves away. They do favors for people, and it's not that they're not happy to do it, they are. But then sometimes it's done at their own expense. So now we're starting to value our time and our bodies, our life, our loved ones, and we're making time, Ace of Wands, we're starting to make time for the things that matter to us and for the people who matter, and putting space between the things that don't matter. Whether it is, some of us will be changing jobs, some of us will be moving into new relationships, moving into new homes. And some of us, there'll be complete new shifts coming up that we had not even thought about or anticipated. Now we're being called to ask, to lean into what is in alignment for us. Like what feels good in the flow. What is it that when we're doing it, we just feel like this is such a natural thing. We could do this all the time. And we'll see what these cards pull up today. But somebody had asked or said, I don't know what it means to be in the flow. Because you have a lot of stress or tension, a lot of things are not going well in your life. So if you're not quite sure what is aligned with you, we're pretty sure about what's not aligned. We're pretty sure about the direction, some of the directions we're going that are not fitting us or that we don't like. So I would invite you, if you're not quite sure as to where to go, look at where you're at that you don't like or that's not working for you, and then break that down. Break that down into like why you don't like it. Is it the location? Is it whatever it is? Is it a feeling? Are you bored? Are you overstimulated? Are you tired? What is it about the situation that you don't like? And that will probably lead you to what you do like. We have 3 cards face down, 2 cards face up. The 2 cards face up are the Ace of Wands and the Five of Swords. So maybe laying down your sword. Queen of Cups, Five of Cups. Five of Cups came up before for somebody else on one of the other readings. So it's been a pretty prominent card, as well as the Five of Swords. You can see if anything else wants to pop out of here. And then we'll start, and then we'll close it off with our Marianne Williamson, the Miracles cards. Because sometimes we just need to know that there's a miracle waiting for us. Waiting for us to say yes to receive it. So there is a belief in the world, and I am a believer of this, that the world is waiting for you to step in. The world is waiting for you to open up and to say yes. Okay, so that's all the cards. Hanged Man on the bottom of the deck. So let's get into this. And some of us are starting to realize that in order to, nothing happens if nothing happens. If you don't take steps, proactive steps in the direction you want your life to go, then nothing's going to change. You will be in the same home if you're not taking care of your finances. You'll be in the same job. You'll be in the same types of relationships, or you will attract the same types of friends if you don't change where you go or how you look at things. So let's start with Aries. Go for it. So if the kids are outside playing. So go for it. So if you have a yes or no question, whether or not you should do something, this card is straightforward. It says, go for it. There's no second guessing. But let's see what this says. This card heralds good news, opportunities abound, and the outlook is positive. Go through the doors that are opening to you. There's plenty of reason to believe you'll create what you want, even if you feel a long way from your goal. Keep going. Be courageous. So Taurus, this is the new moon in Taurus. Taurus is all about taking their time. They're not like the Sagittarians where we just tend to rush in. Right? Taurus is a little more methodical. They like to take their time. And we know that good things take time to cultivate and to grow. But you have to take action, right? Keep going, be courageous. Chase your dreams with childlike enthusiasm and expect your desires to be satisfied. Don't sit around making plans. Do take action. This is crucial. Chase your goal. Believe in divine timing. In love, make the first move if you dare. Financially, be proactive. This card is an especially good sign if you need more courage or determination, or if you're chasing someone or something. Now, personally, I don't like the word chasing because we know, like, if you chase something, it tends to become elusive. But if you're interested in something, put your energy and your actions and a forward motion toward it. Be driven and determined. Take action. Ditch faint-heartedness. So let go of your fears, right? If you do something halfway, you're only going to get a halfway result. If you find something to put your full focus and attention on, right, where energy goes, that's what grows. I already have our card. So card number 30. So you be proactive. Be proactive. Let me see. I surrender to the power of prayer and devotion. Card number 30. So when we're not sure, and like we don't have all the answers, I don't have all the answers. And more times than not, I just say, let go and let God. Let me step out of my own way to clear the path so whatever it is that's waiting for me can make its way. So again, I surrender to the power of prayer and devotion. There are times when prayer and devotion drops us to our knees with a heartfelt plea for support and direction. Other times, it's a calm daily reprieve where we fill our cup with gratitude and open up to the holy flow. And we just talked about being in the flow. Your path in your relationship to the divine is unique to you and is always evolving. The sincerity you bring to your spiritual practice, just like any relationship, is when it really blossoms. So we talked about, self-love and self-care. Prayer yokes us to our truth, to the collective experience, and to a loving vibration that moves through all things. When the mental looping of fear-based stories surface, it's often a sign that you've disconnected from your prayer, your greater service, or your connection to spirit. Tap into the powerful practice of prayer and feel the loving force of devotion. So if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling like you don't know which direction to go, right? Prayer. If you're not comfortable with the term prayer, meditation, or just close your eyes and get quiet. Allow space. In today's world, we have been told to multitask, to do 1,000 things at once, to do them all perfectly and correct. And now we have a society of adults who are diagnosed with ADD or ADHD. But it's because that's what we've been taught. And we've lost the ability to lean into our Taurus and to be patient. We've lost the ability to connect back to ourself, which is connecting to the divine, by the way, because the divine, it lives within us. We are part of the divine. Just like you are part of your parents' DNA lives within you. So you are part of them, that is within you. Same thing with the divine on an energetic level, because your soul is energy that created directly and completely from the source. But we've lost the ability because we're taught to do 1,000 things at once and have your focus here, but know what's going on here, and make sure you plan for this is going to happen, and remember like what happened back here, and we're falling the hell apart. We're now starting to rebuild and renew ourselves. We're starting to realize that this is not the way it should be. This is not how the world should work, and this is not healthy for us. So this, new moon in Aries, go for it. Could have you moving in a completely new direction. And when you don't know where to turn, get quiet. I teach yoga. I do meditation. In every practice, I ask everyone to just be in the moment. Embrace the stillness, especially if you don't give it to yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It is your body. You get to make the decisions. And if you are making decisions based on what you're being told that are not feeling good to you, then we know that's something that's out of alignment. So if you have trouble finding your alignment, at least go to where you're misaligned. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards so far. 3 face down, 4 face up. So we have Ace of Wands, right? So let's see what these other 2 face down are. The Fool, right? New beginnings coming into ourselves. The Knight of Swords. So let's start here with our Ace of Wands. If you can see, like her 6th chakra, her 3rd eye is completely illuminated. This is going back to go to prayer and devotion, or to what you believe in your spiritual self. Now, I talked about this before. A lot of people are not religious. I don't have what specific religion that I follow, although I was born and raised Catholic. But I think that I feel for me, there's a diversity of beliefs that when I put aspects of them together, it's a magical process for me. So it's what you believe in for yourself. And that is being illuminated. Right, so many of us, again, we're reorganizing or redirecting what we think or what we feel. And we're getting this calling and we're not quite sure what it is. close your eyes, lean into your sixth chakra. And you can even take your fingertips. If you have like a massage oil, just a little bit, just massage that area, close your eyes. And maybe just say, listen, I surrender. I'm not quite sure what to do in this situation or where I'm going. Just state your intention out to the universe and then just let it go and just see what the universe does. Now, we are in Taurus season. It's not going to happen like 30 seconds later. For some of you, it may, but generally, you have to be willing. The universe says, okay, now we're willing to go in this new direction. We're willing to say yes and to go for the life that's waiting for us. So, don't be surprised if in the process you get some hiccups or some things start to show up and that are asking you to go back to your old patterns. That's when you get to make the decision to shift out of that old pattern and into the new. It's not easy. It is a practice and a process for a reason. But you have the new beginning, right? The Fool, the new beginning. This is the very first card in the Tarot deck. The first card in the Major Arcana. So there's right? There's excitement because we have the Wands. There's enthusiasm. We're heading to someplace new. Knight of Swords, though, we can get, if we've been feeling like we've been stuck for a long time, we might want to like charge ahead a little too quickly. So just watch that. Because if we go too quickly and we forget the lessons that we've learned, then we're undoing everything. So take a moment. If you feel that urge to just drive out really quick, you're going to be second guessing, right? The Five of Swords shows up. You're going to be second guessing. And you're going to remember probably to pull back. You might end up actually going back to your old self, but take a moment. Don't go all the way back to your old self, but trust in the process of the divine timing. There is timing for everything. And once you learn to do that, then you start Eight of Pentacles, right? This is, the Pentacles, is very earthy. It is about abundance and mastery of your skill and creating the life that you want, a life of comfort, very much aligned with Venus and Taurus. This is also mastering your thoughts, not allowing your thoughts to get away from you, not allowing them to pull you in a direction that needs to be slowed down a little bit. And just look at this. I mean, I love when this card comes up because she looks like she's doing a little bit of magic here. She's got her candles. She's got some plants. She's got a feather. There's like a book here, which could be like her book of spells. So lean in. Get really, really grounded. And again, I'm sorry, somebody's outside the window. When you lean into prayer and devotion, and to make things happen, we have to take steps. And if you don't know what the step is to take, maybe just light candles, and you just sit. Because once you do that, you allow, again, Queen of Cups, but she's rising to her higher self. You see the crown right above. That's the crown chakra. It starts to open. And you start to allow yourself to lean into all of the intuition that was ignited here by the Ace of Wands. That crown is opening pretty big for a lot of you. And if it's a new experience, it could be a little scary and you might not know what to do with it. Once you start to feel this evolution, and this is also connected to whatever your belief system is, whether you pray or not. I pray at least twice a day, sometimes more, depending on what's happening. But as you start to evolve into this higher spiritual conscious awareness of yourself, Five of Cups comes in and it goes, wait a minute. I'm unbecoming who I was. And that's the whole point. You're leaving behind the part of you that is not aligned or that is misaligned. So you can start to go with the flow. But that's like a little sad, right? So you're asked to kind of mourn that part of you because it's still you. It was a stepping stone, part of the path in the journey to take you to your higher self, that higher alignment. And in the process, some of us may be saying goodbye to, or not goodbye maybe, but we might be putting some space between some friends that don't understand the journey, that are not on the spiritual path. Most of my friends outside of yoga are not on the spiritual path. They have no idea what I'm talking about, and they don't want to know. And they say, oh, you've changed. I know, I've evolved, and that's okay. That's my path. If it's not yours, I respect you, and I love you, and I thank you for taking me to the point where we got, and it's okay. So make sure that when you start to evolve and these things start to come in and these awarenesses, you might be a little sad. You might start to kind of like miss that old life, and you might be pulled back and forth and a little bit of tug of war. We have the Hanged Man on the bottom, right? Her crown chakra is completely illuminated. Now, in the traditional Rider-Waite, it's a male figure hanging, and it looks like he's in an upside down tree pose in yoga. Right? One leg is tethered to and it's the tree of life. It is tethered to, and the other leg looks like it's like in a passe in ballet or tree pose. And he's just kind of hanging there, contemplating. In this, and it's almost in the traditional Rider-Waite, as though that has been put upon him. Like he has been kind of put there to think about his next step. In this, it looks like aerial yoga, right? It looks like she is making the decision to take her time to contemplate this new life that's unfolding for her. It depends on the deck that you use. The meanings are generally the same, but the deck that you use can have a completely profound version of the card. And this is more about empowering yourself. This is taking your own self. You're choosing to be in the silk and to hang upside down and allow the heart to open up. So she's kind of like in an inverted bow pose if you take yoga. And if she's hanging onto her feet, she's, her chest, her heart is pressing forward, allowing that to open and allowing her whole crown chakra to open. So she's like allowing this energy to pour into her and to allow this. She said yes. She did her meditation. She said her prayers. She felt the opening of her intuition. She felt the sixth chakra, that third eye space, start to speak to her. She's taking ownership of this. She's enjoying this brand new journey. And she's decided to say, yeah, I'm going to miss. Just like if you move from one neighborhood to another, or from one state to another, or even a job to another, right? If like you miss the old because that's what you know, but you're joyfully moving on to the new. She's like, yes, I am taking ownership of this. So we are taking ownership of our lives here. We are not playing small. We're not playing the victim, and we're embracing it all. Mourn what you're leaving behind and thank it, right? It got you to where you are. And everything in life, I don't believe that there are mistakes. I think we can screw up sometimes, but everything is meant to put you on the path to where you're meant to be. And if you don't hear the call the first couple times, then the mistakes get bigger and bigger and louder and louder. And if the more you fight it, then the more you go into this, where's it at? The more you resist the change, the more into the Five of Swords, because what happens is we start thinking and we start thinking, and then we play this loop of thoughts in our mind that are probably not even true. It's a dialogue that we've made up inside of our mind of something that hasn't happened or isn't even going to happen, but we think it is, so then we play this loop. So when we don't pay attention, we get stuck here. When we do, and it's not easy, it's a process. When we do, we go to fulfillment. And although the universe, there's divine timing in the universe, it's going to feel like you're doing it on your terms. But still, we want to feel that way, right? We are having a human experience, and as a human, as a soul in human form, we want control. We think we have control, we don't, but that's okay. But we want to think that we're controlling the situation or how we move through it. But once you say yes, then you get to relinquish control, which gives you ultimate control. Does that make sense? Once you say yes and you relinquish control, knowing that you don't know, but the universe knows better, then it feels like you have more control. Because you're going exactly into the dream that you know is inside of you. Just saying. Okay. We'll pull our last card from the Marianne Williamson deck, Miracle Cards, and we'll see what miracle is just waiting for us as we go through this journey and the energy of this new moon in Taurus. I'll just take the deck. I will cut. And this says, healthy eating. Look at those beautiful strawberries in there. And it says, eating nutritious food supports us in living lightly and energetically within the body. In taking care of the body, we better take care of the spirit. So let me read that again because I kind of messed it up. Eating nutritious food supports us living lightly and energetically within the body. In taking care of the body, we take better care of the spirit. Because you know, we've heard it, the body is your temple. It is the vessel that your soul is going to inhabit for your entire duration in this life, in this world. You have choices. You can beat your body up. Now, I see, people, because, I work at the gym. I see people all the time, just like overworking their bodies, depriving their bodies of water, depriving their bodies of food, sitting in the sauna for much longer than they should, doing these intense workouts, not giving themselves a break. That's one version of, there's a thumbs up came up. That's one version. We could be talking negatively to our bodies. We could be filling our bodies with all processed foods, right? We could be taking prescription medications. We can be taking drugs that are not legal. We could, there's a lot of things that we could be doing to our bodies. We could keep from going outside and keep ourselves inside. None of that is healthy. Now, it's hard to do 100%, but you balance it out. Right? You take the yoga class and maybe you have a cupcake, or maybe you go on a nice long hike and then you go inside and you rest. Or maybe you have, I don't go to fast food places, but whatever they are anymore, McDonald's or whatever is out there. And then maybe later that night, you have a really good herbal tea that will help you to sleep and process the food through your system. So it's balance. But the better we are, this is about healthy eating, but this is about being healthy to our whole self. And when you start to take steps, and again, small steps, not quantum steps, just small steps, you will start to align with whatever it is you're saying yes to. You can choose to allow the spark of intuition to open, to be excited about a new adventure, to allow yourself to live into the conscious of the unconscious self, the spirit self, to trust in the divine timing, and to do it freely and willingly. Or you can live in confusion and chaos, and it's your choice. And we all have choice. And I have been there. And sometimes I still go back and visit, because sometimes it takes a while to learn the lesson. But here's the thing. And I told you before, on my phone there's a screensaver. And the first thing it says is, today's going to be a great day. I believe in myself. I am financially abundant, and once a month I change it. So when May comes, I will change it to my new mantras or whatever it is I want to repeat to myself. My latest thing is I'm just getting out of the way of spirit and letting spirit do its thing. I'm just getting out of the way. Spirit, come on in, do your thing. And when I'm getting in the way, just please let me know. So that's it. It's a great reading, everyone. A happy new moon in Taurus. I will be back on for our breakdown for the month of May. That's coming up very quickly. I think it's Thursday, right? Very quick. So anyway, if you have any questions, if this is resonating, if you want a deeper dive into some of these things, if you want to know how to figure out your alignment, right? And some of this is going to be shadow work. Right? Some of this, if we're leaning into, where do you go? The Five of Swords, we may need to do some shadow work. We may need to go to the point of where a certain belief came from, a belief or a habit or something that we cannot we're having trouble overcoming, or we don't know where it came from or why we're doing this behavior. It may require some shadow work. So if you would like an explanation video about shadow work or a sample of shadow work on here, let me know. I'd be happy to provide that for you. But until our next reading, always sending you light and love from my soul to yours, and I will see you soon. Go out, get some vitamin D on your skin, take your face, shine it up to the sun, and say thank you to the universe.